it's your girl, Dr. Rhonda M Lawson, and I'm coming back at you with the new year of Horizons with Meet the World Image Solutions. And this year, we're moving to Monday night with brand new exciting guests and engaging literary conversation. And we want our listening audience to be there with us because this is going to be a year you will not forget. Catch us every Monday night, 7 p.m., right here on the New Orleans Talk Network. And you can also reach us on the Meet the World Image Solutions Facebook page, the Meet the World Image Solutions YouTube page, and we're on Podbean, iTunes, and Google Play. So catch us every Monday night, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. See you there. The year 2019 is going to be an exciting time in the city of New Orleans, and we want you to be a part of it. If you have a book, an event, or a business that you would like to promote right here on Horizons with Meet the World Image Solutions, contact us at www.mtwimagesolutions.com or info@mtwimagesolutions.com. See you there. New year. What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Dr. Rhonda M Lawson, and I am back with a new episode of Horizons with Meet the World Image Solutions. And I know because you hadn't seen me in the last couple of weeks, you probably thought your girl had given up, but you know I don't do things like that. I'm still here, but I wanted to enjoy the holiday. Everybody else can still enjoy a holiday. Shouldn't we enjoy a holiday?
Right, we should.
Yeah, so I wanted to enjoy the holiday. So we changed some things around. And so next week we're going to have Darrell Laurent who's a candidate for State Representative District 97. He will be on next week. And the week after that, James C. Simmons Jr., who's running for State Representative District 83, will be coming back to the show. And you may remember him from a couple months ago when he announced his candidacy. Well, he's coming back to talk about his candidacy as we get closer to election time. But tonight, we have a very special episode. I always say it's a very special episode because I think every episode is special, especially when we're talking about the people who are running to represent you in Baton Rouge. And my phone is just tripping, making all this noise. So let me just do this. Okay, there we go. We're good now. So we want to help you get to know better the people who are running to represent you in Baton Rouge. So tonight, we have Mr. Anthony Jackson Jr., who is running for State Representative District 100.
Yes, and that area is located in New Orleans East.
Yes.
So we have 50,000 residents in the district that I am going to represent. Very big district, very large area. But we have a lot of work to do in that district, which is why I'm running.
Well, tell me this, because some people may get the districts a little confused, especially if they don't live in those areas.
Right.
Because District 99 also includes a part of New Orleans East. So where is that line of demarcation?
I would say that the district for 100 starts at Crowder and it ends right at Mizzou Boulevard. So if you're in between Crowder, Reed, Bullard, right before Mizzou, then I'll be your representative.
So basically and for people who don't live in New Orleans, I'm about to break this down to you. But those people who drive into New Orleans,
yes,
and this is the very first time they're coming into New Orleans. They may be coming from Florida, Mississippi, Alabama, maybe Virginia, and so forth.
Yes,
that your district will be the first thing they see when they come into the city.
Absolutely,
New Orleans, and that's what makes it important.
Very important because you're talking about literally the beginning of the city coming through New Orleans East. And that being said, one of the issues that I would like to address up in Baton Rouge is transportation. Because when you have citizens coming from different places, different cities, crossing bridges. You need alternative routes in terms of transportation. Because, for example, what happens if a 18 wheeler has an accident, or you have a major accident on the high rise, or if you have it, on Chef Highway, which is the main highway, the main street in New Orleans East, then we have traffic backed up, and that causes people to be late for school, be late for work, doctor's appointments, etc. So we need to have alternative routes in terms of transportation due to the size of the population.
And speaking of transportation, you're right. Alternative routes is very important. I remember
Yes.
one time driving back home. I live in Gentilly,
Okay.
and but I love the East. I have my sorority meetings in the East.
Yes.
I remember back in the day going to the plaza
Oh,
in the
oh,
East.
please, yes.
Yes, going to
Remember,
the movies.
remember the Piccadillys though? The Piccadillys.
Yes.
Ashley Stewart, Foot Locker, if I remember.
Mm-hmm.
We used to go. I used to go there with my grandparents after church every Sunday, and that would be our family time. And so I remember how the East used to be.
Yes, and
And
we really need to get back to that. And it's because, and I did a live on the way here,
right.
and what I was talking about is growing up. The East is where everybody wanted to live. That's where we thought all the rich people lived.
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it was beautiful out there, and like I said, we had the plaza, and the plaza was a beautiful mall.
It was. It
I mean,
was.
it was gorgeous. I mean, so you had the plaza, you had, I believe there was
Skating rink.
yeah, the skating rink was out
You
there.
had Wonderland. We had all kind of arcades.
Yes,
All
that's
kind
where
of shopping malls.
everybody went to the movies there.
Yes,
The East was the place to go, but now I believe there are only maybe 3 grocery stores in the East right now.
Yes, and in a regulated economy, you always want to have competition, which I applaud Jefferson Parish for
Mm-hmm.
doing. They have the population size to do it. We have 85,000 citizens in New Orleans East, so there shouldn't be a limit on how many grocery stores we have,
Yes.
how many restaurants, how many food eateries we have. For example, just living every time I want to go to KFC, they always have a line around the corner,
Yes.
and it's like we need more than one
Well,
chicken
let's
place.
not even talk about the fast food. What if I just want to go on a nice date at a nice upscale restaurant?
You're right.
I can't do it in New Orleans East.
You're right.
I have to either go to the CBD and pay those inflated tourist prices, or I have to drive way out to Metairie. So basically, we're taking money out of
The
a
district.
district where we live, where
Right.
where we're trying to thrive, and we're taking it into other districts so they can thrive.
And that's a great point that you make because we have a beautiful church, Franklin Baptist.
That's my church, Franklin Avenue Baptist Church.
So, and the church is amazing. It's beautiful.
Yes.
But again, when the people get out of church,
Where do we go to eat?
where can they go to even take their family to brunch or breakfast? We have IHOP, but we need more attractions in terms of the size of people. Again, everything goes back to the size of people.
Mhm.
We have the population to where any big business can come and be successful. But I think that we have to market it as well because when in terms of entertainment, we had a laser tag on Bullet, remember?
Mhm.
But it was like it happened so quickly. But I wonder if it was really marketed, for the people in the East,
Right.
and that plays a role in it as well. When you bring businesses to the East, we have to have a diverse setting because everybody has different tastes
Yes.
as far as what foods they like to eat, what type of shopping centers you would have, what type of clothes people. Everybody, and that's what makes the world a better place because it's diverse.
Mhm.
The same concept for New Orleans East. So in terms of businesses, everybody whenever they open up their own business,
Mhm.
everybody runs to food. But let's
Yeah.
take a different approach. What about the needs of the district?
Mhm.
And I
Yeah,
think
but I agree with you. But now, even if you're going to run the food, I was just saying this the other day.
hmm
Many times our entrepreneurs are going the easier route, and
right.
they're doing maybe catering, or they're doing kind of the walk up,
hmm
sandwich shop type places.
Oh, okay.
But why don't we think about Aaliyah Chase, who took her husband's sandwich shop
Yes.
and turned it into a upscale restaurant.
Yes, that would be amazing.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, I think about Cafe Dauphine
Yes,
that
yes, yes,
opened up the very first white
yes,
tablecloth restaurant in the lower ninth ward, a place that people had basically given up on.
yes. We could do the same,
Hmm.
and it's that type of motivation and passion that we need to spark the people in the East, because and that is a huge part of my platform to help develop small businesses.
And let's talk a bit about your platform, because well, before we even get into your platform, I
Hmm.
want to know about you because
Absolutely,
you're a relatively young guy. You
absolutely,
this is going to be basically your first political office.
absolutely.
So tell us who you are. Why should people trust you? Why should people say this young man? Because you remember what President Barack Obama went through. They were like,
Right,
he's too
right.
young. This isn't his time, but he became president. So you're a young guy. You have new ideas. Let's hear about those ideas. Who are you? Who is Anthony
Yes.
Jackson?
First, before we begin, that is exactly how I'm running my campaign. I'm using the same exact blueprint, which was a grassroots, you know, campaign, and I'm
Hmm.
getting everybody involved. It's a people's campaign.
Absolutely.
A little bit about myself. I'm a graduate of Brother Martin High School. Currently at Southeastern,
Hmm.
graduating this fall.
So you're still in college.
Absolutely.
Come on.
And you know what? And I decided to graduate because I saw the importance of my future. And you need education. You need it. I tried different avenues, but nothing is more important than educating yourself and learning different skills and,
Hmm.
and, and seeing the importance of that. I learned financial literacy. I learned etiquette and I learned everyday life skills, which is why, down the line I would like to start my own boys club and I would like to teach young men these same traits on how to
Hmm.
live and be productive citizens in society.
And you've already gotten started on that. You're a member of the 100 Black Men of New Orleans.
Absolutely. Also, I'm also a member and motivational speaker for the Silverback Society with Lord Dennis.
Wonderful.
So I started off mentoring at the Dryads YMCA for the former Reach and Rise program under Jim Singleton,
Hmm.
and I learned why people do the things that they do, and also the behavior and the mindset, which led to me wanting to serve others. From seeing kids coming from broken homes, seeing the pain on their mothers' faces when they have that financial burden, and trying to juggle raising a full household but not having the financial backing.
Yes.
It creates a lot of hardships. So understanding and compassion, and also that spills into my profession, which is public safety. I do security, I do public safety on the side, and I realize that people are people. So that has spilled over into me running for public office because, for one, I wanted to bring strong leadership to represent my people, but also doing the work and,
Yes.
and, and being in the trenches and being on the scene. A lot of times you find people, when it gets time to run, they start going to churches and seeing little kids and taking pictures with them and doing all kind of,
Kissing babies. Yes.
yes, but to me that's not really real, because if it wasn't for you running, you wouldn't be in this neighborhood. You wouldn't even be talking to these people, because these people are beneath you, and because of your position or who you may be connected to, you don't feel the need to come back here anymore. And I always say, whenever I got into the political game, that I wouldn't do that. I'm gonna always keep my ear to the streets. You know why? Because I'm gonna go back there, and I don't need 100 security to do that. I don't
Mm.
have to go to Bunker Hill or America Street. They call it the Goose, and have 1,000 security guards with me. What kind of message is that sending to the people that you want to represent? Oh, he's not really, he's not coming to really help and listen to us and our concerns. He's just coming for a photo op, and they are very intelligent people.
Yeah, and people can see through a opportunity. They can see through it. They know when you're just there. Okay, I took the picture. Let's go. They see that,
Right.
and so they do want to see that they have somebody who actually cares about them.
And that too. And when people feel your energy and your vibe, and they feel that you're sincere,
Hmm.
you'd be surprised how far they will go to help you, and to help you achieve your goal. And The number one thing I learned on this campaign trail so far is just take a minute and hear people. Just people want to be heard, and don't overtalk people. Just let them feel. And I
Right.
think a lot of times people in poverty-stricken environments get the wrong reputation, as if they just animalistic. But I want to give them an opportunity. I want to those same high crime areas. I want to go and say, hey, you don't have to sell drugs. You don't have to do this. Okay, let's give you an alternative. But you have to make a choice. Now, everybody has a choice. I'm not going to sit here and say they don't have a choice. They do.
Mhm.
Just like I have a choice to do the right thing and the wrong thing. But behind every choice is a consequence. So
Yes.
when you explain it to people and you break down that life is about choice and decision making, then you really see what a person is really made of, and you see that it's bigger than what their reputation is and what they're
Well,
labeled as.
now you mentioned poverty stricken, but all of your district isn't actually poverty stricken. So you have people who are still living out in the Michoud area
Hmm.
where there was a lot of commerce at one time,
Absolutely,
and there was a lot of industry at one time.
absolutely,
And then you have people who are living in Lake Bullard, your nice gated communities, your Eastovers. How do
absolutely.
you plan to reach them?
That is the plan. The plan is to bring everybody together, meaning that every piece of the puzzle matters. No piece is big or small. They each
Mhm.
correlate to one another. And if I could get everybody to be on the same page, then we have a better New Orleans East. But we can't have division. And
Yes.
and and I was getting to that point. If I help those that's down, we already know Lake Bullet and all of them. They
Hmm.
have the resources and the money. They're up. So if you're looking at crime, if I could go as an advocate, as a representative, if I can if I can curtail some of that crime by giving them information and resources and tools to help themselves, then we have
Hmm.
more percentage of the population being up than down. So crime,
Absolutely.
it would take care of itself, because if you look at it historically, it is proven that crime is an end result of low economics. You look at, you know, for example, during the Great Depression, you remember when the stock market crashed, everything was, there was a lot of chaos,
Hmm.
and crime was very high. But what happened?
Oh, that music is starting. That means that we have to take a quick break.
Oh, okay. I thought you were about to cut me off. I said, hold on.
No,
I said, whoa.
no. But no, we're going to take a quick break. But when we get back, I do want to continue down that stream,
Absolutely, yes.
okay? We do take commercial breaks
Oh,
on
I
this
didn't know that.
show
Yeah, I
on
didn't know.
Horizons with Meet the World Image Solutions.
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to take a quick break. I want you guys to stay right there. If you would like to call in and ask your own questions, the number is 563-999-1808. Or you can just comment underneath the video and we will read your questions live on the air. So you guys stay right there. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. We are talking with Anthony Jackson Jr., the young man with a plan.
Thank you.
All right, we'll be right back. New year, new show. Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your girl, Dr. Rhonda M Lawson, and I'm coming back at you with the new year of Horizons with Meet the World Image Solutions. And this year, we're moving to Monday night with brand new exciting guests and engaging literary conversation. And we want our listening audience to be there with us because this is going to be a year you will not forget. Catch us every Monday night, 7 p.m., right here on the New Orleans Talk Network. And you can also reach us on the Meet the World Image Solutions Facebook page, the Meet the World Image Solutions YouTube page, and we're on Podbean, iTunes, and Google Play. So catch us every Monday night, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. See you there. The year 2019 is going to be an exciting time in the city of New Orleans, and we want you to be a part of it. If you have a book, an event, or a business that you would like to promote right here on Horizons with Meet the World Image Solutions, contact us at www.mtwimagesolutions.com or info at mtwimagesolutions.com. See you there.
Well, what's up, everybody? This is boy Coach Hurricane here. You can follow me on Facebook at Henry Singleton or on Twitter at HenryHayoU15.
Listen, this is your boy Fred. Listen, you can follow me on Facebook at Brandon Fred Jones, or you can follow me on Twitter at BFredJones.
This is Jeremiah Gray, man, with G Sports. You can follow me on Facebook, Jeremiah Gray, AKG, and on Twitter, G _ paid in full 08.
Pay me the money! money.
New year, new show.
How you like that?
Hey, we are back. This is your girl, Dr. Rhonda M Lawson, and I'm sitting here talking with Anthony Jackson Jr., the young man with a plan, who is running for state representative, District 100.
100.
So, we were just talking about how you plan to bring the people in your district together. You have the people kind of who've been there for a while, the old money, the Eastovers, the Lake Bullards, the people with the $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 houses
Yes.
at the least, and then you have the lower income people also. So you say you plan to bring them together.
Absolutely. You definitely want to bridge the gap in
Hmm.
terms of just bringing economics, simply bringing economics and giving people different avenues to take. And that's why I want to stress the importance of entrepreneurship and encouraging folks to become business owners and create generational wealth, but also to become homeowners. I mean, we have to market that. Um, you know,
Well, now, funny you should mention home ownership. We've got some things going on here in New Orleans.
that's why I mentioned.
Yeah, and there are people who own their homes who are still in danger of losing their homes
Yes,
because of the
taxes.
taxes.
Absolutely, it's really disheartening
Hmm.
what's going on. With the taxes, and it's really a crisis that we're in, which is causing people to fill out tax assessments
Yes.
and things of that nature. But just in general, when you look at the cost of living in New Orleans and you look at the average job that typically pays $8 to $12 an hour, that's the range. So when you talk about rent, in most cases being 800, 900, almost $1,000 a month, with minimum wage being 725,
Right. What are they
you
to do
know,
when
it
yeah,
causes people,
it costs them more money to get to work than
yes,
it does to pay their bills?
yes. So it's almost imperative that you're going to have to work, have a second income, which
Mm-hmm.
is more time out of the house, more
Yes.
time out of your homes. So if you have a family, that's going to cut into family time.
Yeah.
So everything relates to economics,
Hmm.
which is economic reform is my platform for New Orleans East, because we were once the conglomerate of the city. We had it all. We had entertainment. We had big businesses, small businesses. We had retailers. We had restaurants. We had a solid, regulated economy. And to see it all go into shambles, 14 years after Hurricane Katrina is really disheartening. But it's just that now we're going to have to work twice as hard to get the district back in shape, and that is my whole purpose.
Where do you start when you see so many things that are going on with the city? I mean, it's easy to say start your own business,
Hmm.
but as an entrepreneur myself, I can
Hmm.
tell you starting your own business is tough. You can start the business,
Very much so.
but then there are so many other things that you may not realize. The monthly taxes that you have to pay, um, getting people out there thinking that your friends are going to support you.
Oh, tell me about that.
Right, right. I mean, there are so many things that go along with it, and many people give up on it.
You know why? Because starting your own business, let's just be honest. Running a campaign is like starting your own business. It's like
Yes.
running the business. You have to get a business account. You have to itemize your expenses.
Hmm.
You have to have all your paperwork in line together. You have to make financial reports, financial disclosures. it is very similar to running a business. So having a vision is important, being organized,
Hmm.
being prepared for success and failures, because in life, no plan is set in stone. Being living in reality and not having too many people in the operation. Um, when I talk about entrepreneurship, I'm looking to put my people to work immediately. So I'm looking in terms of doing business with government, in terms of contracts, trying to find out how we could keep the money in our district. You know, one of the topics that comes up is the beautification of New Orleans East, the grass cutting contract,
The
picking up
trees.
trash, the trees,
Yes.
um, trailers being in neighborhoods that's violating code enforcement and things of that nature. We need to find out who has those contracts and give it to those that strictly live in New Orleans East, and we can
Right.
break it up by zip codes so that everybody gets their fair share.
Well, it would be a wonderful thing if and our mayor Latoya Cantrell mentioned this at one time.
Hmm.
She said that we have one of the largest concentrations of small businesses, yet only 2% of the city's contracts actually go to small businesses. So it would be a wonderful thing if we could contract some of those small businesses to do some of that cleanup that you're
Absolutely,
talking about.
absolutely, and that's why I want to, instead of being a small business, I want to go for full ownership because and there's no diss to DBEs or minority business owners, but
Hmm.
I just from my experience, I don't see us really getting our just due. And in a lot of times, I'm looking to get my people the loaf. I don't want crumbs and the slice. I'm trying to get everybody to eat. And I'm just looking at the future generations that's coming up. And me being a young man, I understand the frustrations. And I'm living in these situations where you want to stay home, the place where you grew up and raise your kids here and your family, and be close knit with your family. But at the same time, I look to my neighbors and I look at my friends going to Atlanta, New York, D.C., Houston, all these big cities that have everything. All I got to do is pack my bags and go. But yet, it's just that fire inside of me that wants to give it all I have and really really rebuild it because I know that we're sitting on a gold mine in New Orleans East. We really are, and I just can't let it. Not in my 20s. I just can't let it go like that. I just
Right.
gotta. I just gotta. I want to do more. So this is just not even about me running. It's just the fact that whoever's in this seat or whoever's in any leadership dealing with the East, they have to be honest, transparent, and accountable. You know,
Now, you mentioned you're in your 20s,
absolutely.
and we mentioned earlier that this is your first time running. Why state representative? Why not? Why didn't you run for, let's say, city
City
council,
council.
or maybe another smaller office and then gone up to state representative? What made you just decide to just jump in there with both feet like that?
Well, just for me being in politics a little bit, when it comes to your first time running, if you're not gonna run for school board, it would be better for you to run for state rep than run
Mhm.
for city council
Why is that?
because that is it's just state representative is a better. It's like a starter position to get your feet wet
Hmm.
in politics because you learn and you really get a true feel of the political process before you move on to bigger roles or bigger jobs in government.
So you plan to stay in politics for a while?
Absolutely, and it's really funny that people mention about the age, but I remember the Congressman Cedric Richmond. He was young when he ran, very young,
Hmm.
and he didn't have much experience, but I noticed he's the congressman
Yes.
to this day. And when I saw that, I said, "Wow!" I said that really inspired me as a young man when I was in high school back in 2010, and before then, I remember watching. I remember when he won, and I said, "Wow, he's a young congressman." That means that opens the door for more younger people to have a place in government because it's going to come a time where the elders in politics are going to have to retire.
The elders. Ooh.
What I mean by elders is, and I always take the humble approach, no matter how pessimistic they try to be towards me. I never render evil with evil, but I always tell elders, I need your prayers and I need your support
Yes.
because I don't understand what is the drawback about. I stood on your shoulders to get here, so you should champion, you should applaud me wanting to lead. Out of all the things that I can do in society, I decided to rebuild my community. So I always respect my elders, and I learn a lot from them. And I learn and see the things that they got accomplished in their career. And
Hmm.
I would like to continue the policies that do work. I would like to continue that in my career because the elders did open up doors for us, and they did give us the opportunities that we have today. So I'm very grateful for that. And before I ran, I spoke to a lot of the elders to just get their opinion on what it was like to be in politics
Right.
and just learn, the ins and outs before I decided to make the decision.
Awesome. We're going to take another short break. And when we get back, I'd like to talk with you about maybe some of the challenges that you've had. This is your first campaign, and just how you, how you've gotten to the point where you are now. So you stay right here.
Absolutely.
You guys stay right there. We will be right back. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I know everybody knows somebody who lives in New Orleans East.
Yes.
Give them a call or just share this video to them so they can see what's going on and meet this young man who's running to represent them. So we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Thank you.
So, hey, what's up, y'all? It's your girl, Dr. Rhonda M Lawson, and I'm coming back at you with the new year of Horizons with Meet the World Image Solutions. And this year, we're moving to Monday night with brand new exciting guests and engaging literary conversation. And we want our listening audience to be there with us because this is going to be a year you will not forget. Catch us every Monday night, 7 p.m., right here on the New Orleans Talk Network. And you can also reach us on the Meet the World Image Solutions Facebook page, the Meet the World Image Solutions YouTube page, and we're on Podbean, iTunes, and Google Play. So catch us every Monday night, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. See? The year 2019 is going to be an exciting time in the city of New Orleans, and we want you to be a part of it. If you have a book, an event, or a business that you would like to promote right here on Horizons with Meet the World Image Solutions, contact us at www.mtwimagesolutions.com or info@mtwimagesolutions.com. See you there. And we're back. Girl, Dr. Rhonda M Lawson, and I am speaking with Mr. Anthony Jackson Jr., a college student running
Yes.
for state representative,
Yes.
District 100.
Yes.
That is awesome. You keep it up with your studies.
Absolutely.
That's good. That's good. So now, that is a challenge within itself to be
Absolutely.
able to run for such an important political office,
Yes.
still keep up with what's going on in school,
Absolutely.
and you're getting close to graduation.
Absolutely.
And now, how has that been? How's that whole process been?
You just have to be organized. I have a big, gigantic calendar, and I write literally everything down from A to Z. I plan my days accordingly, and I do my assignments ahead of time. 'Cause I know
Okay.
when the weekends come, I'm gonna be busy. Going to farms, canvassing,
Yes.
talking out to the people. So, just doing things ahead of time.
Wonderful. So, how has this whole process been since you've gotten started?
It has been quite an experience, I would say. I would say that if I could give any advice to anybody that's going to run, being in my position, I would say that you have to be strong within yourself. You have to most importantly pray every morning and cover yourself and really ask God for protection because you're going to have people turn on you. You're going to have people call you to discourage you, tell you mean things.
And this has happened to you.
Absolutely, absolutely. I've had to cut so many people off. It's a shame because their only goal was to try to tear me down. And if it wasn't for my family and my support system and my team, then I probably wouldn't be able to continue because
Well, running for a political office in New Orleans is always going to be difficult because this is a small city
yes,
where everybody either knows each other or knows of each other.
yes,
And so, often when you run for an office, the person that you're running against, and I'm not saying this about your opponent, I'm just saying
right.
in general,
Absolutely,
the person that you're running against can take it as a personal affront. Why is this person running against me? They know what I'm doing. Why should anybody run against me? Let me run it. And so now you have two people who
absolutely,
where people can take it personally.
absolutely. And one thing that I can say about my opponent is that we both agreed before this even started. Hey, we're gonna be men about this.
Hmm.
Run your race. Run your race. Uh, let's not play any dirty politics. Let's not try to ruffle any feathers. Let's just go in there and run your race. Let's stick to the issues. Let the people decide. You know, we're not gonna do anything to hurt each other.
And has that process gone smoothly?
No.
Mm.
And I'm not accusing anyone, but just recently, and it's not. And here's the thing: what people have to realize is that in politics, it may not necessarily be it may not necessarily be you or your opponent that does negative things or try to smear you or try to damage your reputation, but it may be supporters of those people that
Mhm.
have maybe contributed to the campaign or to this cause, and they want to see that person win so bad that they take desperate measures and they go and they stoop to the lowest level in order to achieve that goal.
How you said you had on your Facebook page recently that people have actually come and destroyed some of your campaign signs.
Yes, yes. My signs, 20 of them over the past few weeks, have been stolen. And if I had to make a video post about it, I just was frustrated and fed up. And if I catch anybody doing it, it will be reported because, like I stated earlier, we want to do clean politics. I'm not about being dirty and grimy. That's not me. Let the people decide. So if I put my signs out and I come back in an hour or two and they're going missing, then
Right.
we know what time it is. I mean, there's nothing new under the sun. It happens all the time in politics, but I'm just putting it out there to the general public, not blaming anybody, but just saying, hey, this is wrong. It's illegal. It's against the law. If you don't see me or my team putting the signs out, we're gonna have our shirts on first of all, so you're gonna be able to identify us. Please give me a call or call the police because that is tampering with the message that I am trying to effectively get out to the people that I want to represent. And I wouldn't do that to my opponent. I would never do that.
And well, destroying your signs is only a part of the issue, isn't it? Have there been other issues?
Yes, and I'll be honest with you, this is really disheartening on the fact that some people look at my age or my skin color before they even hear my message and before they even do their research or homework on me as a candidate. And it just shows the mindset of, some of the people in this city. Last time I checked, we're all black, we're all individuals. I don't even use the term Creole or light skin versus dark skin. I don't do that because, again, it creates division and it creates hate.
So are you saying though that there have been people who have been against you not because of your politics, or not even because you're an African American, but because of the color of your skin,
Absolutely.
as in a light skin versus dark skin type thing.
Yes, and it is extremely hurtful to me, and it's really, again, I have to say the word disheartening because it really does break my heart to hear people talk about people and describe people as a color. Describe someone as the color of their skin or because of how they look or because of their physical appearance. Those things don't matter. It's about who is the most qualified person, who is going to be the best advocate and voice for the people.
It's just interesting that you mentioned that. We had a guest on the show a couple years ago.
Right.
Um, he had gone on a rant, a comical rant, but he said, "I want to see a dark skinned mayor in New Orleans," and it never hit me until he said that we have never ever had a dark skinned mayor. And then when
Wow.
I started to look at many of the politicians who represent us, they are not dark skinned people. And so even though historically New Orleans has had a color line, dating way back to where all of the light skinned people lived in the seventh ward. Right.
and that and those times were so they were so wrong because you had and again I had my grandparents, my parents told me about these stories with the brown paper bag test, and
Hmm.
you couldn't be a certain shade to even be in a certain part of the city. You couldn't live in a certain part of the city.
Right.
The Creole people back then, some of them wanted to be white. Some of them, you see how that creates hate and division in our community?
It absolutely does, but and unfortunately, um, if it's never taught a different way, it goes from generation to generation. So it sounds like even now, in this day and
It
age,
still
we still
plays,
have a bit of a color line in the city.
and until we change our mindset, some of us, we will continue to stay in the space that we are in.
Yes, absolutely. And it's sad though because what if the lighter skinned person isn't the person for the job?
It really is sad. And that's why I encourage voters to not vote for suits and skin color and vote for people. Do your homework, do your research. You know, take conversations. Talk to us. We're candidates, we're free. You can call us on our cell phones, you can email us, you can message, inbox us. Get to know a person before you make that type of distinction. Because what happens if you're wrong and then you live in regret because you
Hmm.
judged a book by its cover and you didn't give a chance to judge a person based on the content of their character. And then
Well,
didn't Martin Luther King say that?
he absolutely did.
Don't judge me on judge me on my character. Don't judge me on the color of my skin. And we have to take that approach. But why I brought up Dr. King is because yes, I am young, and to be technical, none of us have experience for this journey that we're about to embark on. But if an intelligent person will understand that the president didn't know what to do the first day he got in the Oval Office.
Well, you might not want to use him because I don't know if our president knows what he's
I
doing
know,
now.
but just to paint an illustration that is why you have a council of individuals that are experienced and seasoned.
Hmm.
I am the face, I am the advocate, but I am the voice for the people. So that led me to running based on the needs and concerns of the people that I want to represent.
Yes.
And I think sometimes in politics, we set ourselves up for failure when we paint this picture as if we're a savior, as if we have the answer. But we don't have the answers.
So that's why you're getting out there to talk to the people to see what
Yes,
it is
yes.
that they're looking for.
And I want and that's why I'm running. So people need to realize most historical movements were led by young people. Dr. King was a young man, Malcolm X was a young man, Huey Newton, Bobby Seale, the list goes on.
Yes.
These were not old wars are not fought by older men. They're fought by young men. And right now this is a war. We're in a state of emergency for New Orleans East. And if we don't change the conditions, if we don't get strong representation, we are in a sinking ship. So listen, please, because I have to say this. Don't judge me based off my age, based off the color of my skin, based on how I look. Listen tonight to my message. Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I stand for. The plans I have for my community. Listen, we need to take a new step, a new direction in politics. It's time for a change. We don't need people coming around us, shucking and jiving, just smiling and shaking hands because they want our vote. If that person wasn't in that area or he wasn't on the scene prior to him running, then he's not that person doesn't he don't deserve to represent the people. Corporate experience is good, but if you don't go and have a wide range of all the communities that you want to represent, which means from the upper class to lower class, then we're spinning our wheels. And I want to tell people that we have a chance to start new and start fresh, turn over a new leaf in New Orleans East, wash away the old policies that's clearly not working. And yes, I don't have experience in none of those policies that do not work. But what I would like to do is give my people the information and tools they need to pull ourselves up by our own bootstraps. So people ask me, "You the young man with the plan." The plan is breaking the cycle in New Orleans East. That's what the plan is. Because we deserve more, we deserve better, and we have not been getting it. We have not had people on the forefront speaking out. You know why? Because people are part of cliques. People are friends with people. Friends of this person, friends of that person. You know what it gets us in the circumstance that we're in now. I can be friends with you, but if you're doing wrong, it's my duty to tell you, hey, as a friend, you need to get on your job because you promised my people this or you promised my people that, and the same goes for me. I understand when I get up there in Baton Rouge, all these plans and visions that I have won't happen right away. But if we have ten things that we want to accomplish, and in 4 years you don't even get at least five of those things done, then that's an issue. Because at that point, you're just holding the seat. We don't need anybody to hold the seat down.
But now let's talk a bit about that because you're absolutely right.
Hmm.
And I let you go because
Oh,
I
I'm
loved
sorry.
what you were saying.
Oh, I'm
No,
sorry.
I
Yeah,
wanted
yeah,
you to
yeah,
go.
yeah, yeah,
No, but my question is you hit the nail on the head with, and I mentioned this earlier in the show. New Orleans has a lot of cliques, so to speak.
Very.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's a very small city where everybody either knows each other or knows
Yes.
of each other.
Yes.
So when you're a relative newcomer,
Absolutely.
how do
Oh,
you break
yes.
through that?
Let me tell you, and I can use myself. I already knew what I was coming into, and when you're a newcomer, it's gonna seem lonely, but it's worth it. If you really if you really want to hang in there and fight for your people, it's gonna be worth it. Because let me tell you something. Just because a person has endorsements, whether it be political organizations or politicians, whoever has the people, that's who's gonna win. And it's I cannot be any more frank with you. Endorsements don't vote, just like signs don't vote. Billboards don't vote. They don't. I have a billboard. That doesn't mean what means I'm going to win is as many hands as I can touch, and as many people know what I stand for, and they know that they can talk to me and be relatable. And it's a feeling, it's a vibe. And how you expect to lead people if they don't feel led to follow you, if they don't feel like they can run up on you and win Dixie. You can catch me anywhere, and I'll stop and talk to you and give you my cell number and tell you to call it. I get these kind of calls. This person needs diapers. This person needs their rent paid. This person needs food on their table. I get these kind of calls. So there's nothing new to me. So whenever you need me as a state representative, I'll be able to help more and do more because I'm actually in the room. I'm actually at the table. I'm in Baton Rouge. I'll be able to keep people abreast of what's going on with the state budget, what's going on with the local budget, where's the money being allocated, where are the taxes being spent, what's going on with the streets being fixed, the infrastructure, what's going on with the capital, goods and services, things of that nature. I'll be able to inform you all on the process.
And work
Yes,
with
and
your fellow
partner.
representatives.
Yes, because it's a partnership. And again, I want to say that there's nothing wrong with being part of a coalition or being part of a team, but just make sure that everybody gets taken care of. And that's people's biggest complaint. People get in there and they take care of their friends or people they know. They don't look out for everybody. They don't keep people informed. They just get in there to help a certain group of people. And
Hmm.
and, and, and it really it's not fair to the public because that's not what politics is for. It's not for you to use your friends, your connections for your gain. It's about the community. But the power still lies with the voters. So my job between here and October 12th is to get the message out that hey, we need to start new. We don't need to go with the old regime of politics where we continue this legacy of policies that are not working. We need new blood, new fresh ideas. And the good thing about me is that I'm young, I'm not married. I'll be married to this. I'll be married. This is my wife. This district. I'll be on call 24/7 because I don't have families or I don't have entities that are tying into my time. This is my craft. This is my job 24/7 and I'll be able to meet with people. I'll be available. I can go to church functions. I can go here. I can go there because I'm a single man. And that's why I decided even more so to run while I'm young. Why wait till I'm 45 or 49 to decide to run? And now I have a family. I may, have different obligations. It's better to do things while you're young and energetic and while you're fresh. And I have all this energy to give to getting this district back in shape.
Okay. Get this district back in shape now.
But listen, I just want to tell people we can't sit back and we have to change the narrative that young people don't have a place to lead in government. That is not true.
No, you were absolutely right. When you said that many of the movements were started by young people, you were absolutely right on that. I mean, we don't have to just look to older people
No.
to do it. All we ask is that base some of your fresh ideas on the experience of the older people, but it doesn't mean you have to just do exactly what the older people do.
And I have and the thing about it is a lot of my mentors are the elders. So how are they not going to be a part of my decision making process when it comes to policies that will affect the district? My
Absolutely.
team will be seasoned veterans
And
that know that
you've gotten a good team around you.
right,
You've gotten
right.
some good support from some other organizations. I mean, I know you mentioned earlier that other people may have the endorsements, but I'm sure you've gotten a lot of good support.
I get where I get love from grassroots organizations that have a distinct need.
Hmm.
Groups, with the education system, groups that want to help raise minimum wage to $15 an hour, groups that want to contribute to affordable housing, affordable health care. Those are the kind of groups that I have close knit relationships with. People that do surveys and that talk to citizens and that have questionnaires out and things of that nature. Those are the people that I align close with. I don't really have political connections because I'm not in the clique. And sometimes that's okay because, you look at it from a point where when you're in a clique, sometimes you can't say what you want. You can't really have true independence.
Hmm.
But when you take the independent route, sometimes you may have the opportunity to really be transparent and really, even though it may hurt some people's feelings, if it's for the greater good of the community, then these conversations have to be had. And that's
But unfortunately, we only have a couple minutes left. So what I would like to do with those couple minutes is I'd like you to name 3 items
hmm
that you want to do when you're elected state representative.
yes. My 3 items that I would like to do. I want to bring job training for adults and the trade schools for the kids. And how I plan to do that is by partnering up with Orleans Parish School Board as well as the union to give kids an alternative route so that they don't have to engage in crime and that they have a certificate as well as a diploma when they graduate so they can start working, being active in society. I would like to develop small businesses and by doing that, hosting entrepreneurship seminars at my state office every month to ensure people have the information, the resources, and the contact person to teach people how to do business with government, state, federal, and local, as well as get contracts. And third, I want to market New Orleans East for big business, small businesses, retailers, warehouse jobs, factory jobs, and also entertainment and nightlife, and also the industrial system. I want to market New Orleans East for a regulated economy, which has everything. We started with New Orleans East Hospital, but we must remain consistent and keep going. We're on a good path with Walmart, New Orleans Hamburger Seafood, the New Orleans East Hospital, but we have to remain consistent. That's the only way we're going to get this economy back in shape, as well as the district.
Well, all right. This is Anthony Jackson Jr., and he certainly is a young man with a plan.
Thank you, thank you.
Right, so he is running for Louisiana State Representative, District 100, which is the area from Crowder all the way
to Michigan. Yes.
all the way to Michoud.
Yes.
So basically, if you're coming in from the east and you're visiting New Orleans, his district would be the first district you see
Absolutely.
as you're coming into the city.
Absolutely.
Very important district.
Very much so. 50,000 people.
Amen. Well, we wish you all the best in your campaign.
Yes.
And we only have a few Mondays left until October 12th. But
Trying to do a part two?
I got other people I got to bring on the show.
All right, I'm about to see. I really enjoyed it, yeah. Yeah, I'll come back another time.
Yeah, come back another time. Come back after you're elected.
I'll come back.
Yeah, there you go.
We'll come back.
No, but we will have a candidate running for District 97 coming in next
What's the
week.
name?
Darrell Laurent.
Yes. That's
Yes.
a good brother.
Okay.
He's on the grind just like I am, and he got to get it just like we all got to get it. Nobody's comfortable.
Mhm.
It's all heating up.
Absolutely. And then the week after that, we have James Simmons, who's running for District 83,
Yes, I know him
which
very
is
well.
over on the West Bank, of course.
Yeah. Oh yes.
Yeah.
We all in the trenches together.
Awesome. And then we have, and then we're going to have some more people in October coming up. But we're also looking at speaking with Shawan Bernard, the first lady I've been able to interview. I've been interviewing all these men who are running for state representative.
Yeah, you gotta throw
Yes,
in there, yeah.
and then also for councilman.
Absolutely.
But Shawan Bernard is running for Bessie, the Board of Education and Secondary Education.
What?
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm looking forward to speaking with her. She'll be here in October.
Okay. Yes.
Mhm.
Yes. I've heard the name. Yes.
All right, so guys, get out there and vote. As I mentioned earlier, I, along with one of my sorority sisters from Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated, partnered with the League of Women Voters as well as the National Council of Jewish Women, and we went over to Abramson High School right here in New Orleans East.
Yeah.
Yes, and we actually registered 19 young people to vote today.
Good.
Yes, we want our young people to be involved, and this is why young people should be involved.
Absolutely.
Because when you get involved in the political system, you start voting, you start getting more informed of the issues.
Right.
Maybe you'll run for an office one day.
That's the plan. I want it to be a marathon.
Yes.
Yes, we need
It
more
needs
young
to be
people.
a marathon.
Yes.
All right, so
Any last words? Go out and vote because the future starts with you.
okay, and for those of you who hung in there with us, and you wanted to know what's going on with the game, unfortunately, New Orleans is down by 4, but that doesn't mean we're out.
Down by 4.
We're down by 4. Houston 14, New Orleans 10.
What quarter we in?
What quarter are we in?
Third, huh?
I don't know. I'm about to find out. We're in the third quarter. So, yeah, we can
we
watch
got
the
this.
rest.
We got
Yeah,
this. You
we
know,
got
Breeze,
this.
Breeze
That's what
gonna
I'm
come
saying.
back. Yeah.
We're about to do this.
You know.
And so for those of you who are in that New Orleans state of mind, don't forget about the Meet the World Image Solutions Take No Prisoners Saints versus Titans bus trip, which is going to be December 20th through the 23rd. We're going to leave New Orleans East. We're going to leave New Orleans East. We're going to drive to Memphis. We're going to spend the day in Memphis. And then we're going to jump back in the bus. And we're going to go to Nashville, spend the day in Nashville.
Okay.
And we have a lot of nice surprises for you while we're in those two cities. And then we're going to see the game. We're going to stay at a 4-star hotel. We're going to be staying at Sheraton Grand in downtown Nashville.
Fancy.
Yes, fancy. And the bus is not bad either now. And we have gift bags. We're going to actually treat you to breakfast. We're going to have a networking event with an open bar.
Good.
This is going to be a really hot trip. We need you guys there. So what I want you to do, if you want to be a part of that trip, then make sure you go to the Meet the World Image Solutions Facebook page and get more information. Um, we're getting a little late in the day, so I can't give you the $50 deposit anymore, but it doesn't mean that the price went up. You just have to pay a little bit more on the front end. But we're going to have a good time. We want you guys to be there. We want to fill up this bus. So contact us if you want more information about this bus trip. But until then, remember, October 12th is Election Day. We are voting for our state representatives. I think we're voting for our governor, too, aren't we?
Absolutely.
Yeah, we got to vote for our governor.
So it's going to be a high voter turnout.
It's good. We want it to be a high voter turnout because New Orleans is very much known for having a low voter turnout. We need to get people out of the house and to the polls.
Yes.
I mean, I'm not going to say I don't care who you vote for, but I really want you to vote and be a part of this system. I'm not telling you to vote Democrat. I'm not telling you to vote Republican or Green or anything. I'm just telling you need to get out there and vote. Have a voice in what goes on in your community.
Yes.
But that's all I have. Anything else we have? Well, we're done. You might as well go ahead and just tell the people something.
It looked like she's kicking me out, John, so I'm making my way towards the exit. It was fun. I'll definitely be back whenever she has time for me. And I got to go win this campaign, y'all. See you later.
All right. This is your girl, Dr. Rhonda M Lawson. You just heard from Anthony Jackson Jr., the young man with the plan.
Yes.
Who's running for State Representative District 100. Get out there and vote, you guys. Let's turn this election on its head. On behalf, see you next week. Bye-bye.